thanks to the supporters of channel member Robert Bannerman. Well, today I do the most disgusting thing I've ever done in a YouTube video. I can't believe I'm lowering myself to this level of scum and villainy. I'm playing a back five. Oh, God, it's horrible. I might just resign. Hello and welcome to part 73 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, I disgust myself and we play our first two games of the new National League South season. We're at home against Dorchester, away against Lewis. This is a season where we're expected to get relegated. We've lost our greatest player ever. We've had to sign a bunch of journeymen who aren't very good. We couldn't find any wingers or any fullbacks, but we found lots of central midfielders and central defenders, which has led us here. We are playing a back three. It's so negative. We don't really have any attacking central midfielders either. So let me talk you through the thought process of what we're doing. We've got the two guys up front who we know could get 50 goals between them if they get the right service. We haven't got anyone who can deliver that service as a winger, but we have got a very attacking fullback in the shape of Kelvin Hayball, who should be able to very quickly convert to being able to play as a wing back. And then we've got this guy who we signed to play on the left wing, but he's more of a left back, but he's not a very good left back, but you would think should be able to attack from there. Basically, these two are going to provide all the width. They're both going to be on an attacking instruction. We want these two up here for most of the game, just delivering crosses to these two. It is the most simple, basic non-league system ever. We get the ball to these two guys, they cross it to these two guys. Every other player on the pitch is basically there to stop us conceding goals. We've got Jacob in goal, who's our best goalkeeper ever. We've then got little Nigel Hughes at 5'10", finally getting to play as a covering centre-back, who's going to be alongside two big brutes. Noah Tobin is 6'4", but can't head, and he's really a left-back. And Joe Lowe is 6'5" and can head, and hopefully he'll get 15 goals this season. They're just playing as stoppers. Just get the ball clear. Their job, kick the ball forward. We've then got Young and Scowen in midfield, whose job is to kick the opposition. They're both playing as ball-winning midfielders on defend, because my plan is when we're attacking, these two basically drop in here to allow these two to push on, and they're effectively covering for these two. That's the thinking. And then Aidan Hamilton is playing as a playmaker, but really what his role is, drop deep, pick the ball up from Hughes, probably. He's the only one back here who can kick it. Pick the ball up from Hughes, and then his job is to just spray the ball out wide to these two so that they can cross it to those two. I haven't seen it in action. We decided we were doing it the morning of the games. We've not tried it in pre-season. Well, to be fair, pre-season has been a disaster largely, so we needed to try something a little bit different. I've not used a formation like this ever. I hate it, but it does suit the players that we've got, and never let it be said that your old pal Kev gets married to a system and won't move to something more appropriate. We never could have done this with Tom Best at the club, but we don't have Tom Best and we weren't able to replace him. So, needs must. It's disgusting. So it's Jacob in goal. We're calling it a back three, not a back five. These two are basically wingers. A back three of Tobin, Hughes and Lowe, Scott and Hayball as defensive wingers, not wing backs, not full backs. Young, Hamilton and Scowen in midfield, and then Ennis and McLennan up front. Depending on how it looks on the pitch, we're probably going to change up these midfield instructions. I am very concerned there's going to be a very large gap here if these two don't push on the way I hope they will. Hopefully, like I say, they'll spend most of the match up here, and then it's fine. If they don't get forward enough, then we're going to have to get one of these guys, maybe as a Mazzala, maybe as an advanced playmaker, centre mid on attack, something like that. We need somebody to link up the midfield in the attack. I'm hoping it's the wing backs. We're going to have to see it in action to see if it will be. We're playing against Dorchester. No, I have no idea how good Dorchester are. Dorchester are expected to finish 8th. So they're probably better than us. Let's go find out, shall we? I can't. Even my assistant manager is saying, "Whoa, Kev! You realise you're playing a back five? What are you thinking?" And my response is just, "It's a back three. Don't worry about it. It's a more attacking system than it might appear." And let's hope it works. Goodness me, let's hope it works. Right, we've given away a corner early on. We should be better at set pieces this year because we've got so much height in the team now. Especially with another big defender hopefully on the way, we could end up playing with 3 big boys at the back. So set pieces are going to be crucial. And there's Joe Lowe at 6'5". Start as you mean to go on. That's how we're going to score our goals this year. We're set up to defend and then do that. And we've already done it once. His hair is spectacular. I think that's Tobin, who's got amazing hair. But yeah, that's for goodness sake, we're supposed to be able to defend them as well. They've come up the other end and done exactly the same thing back to us. It's been disallowed, as it should be. Offside. What a cheat. Book him for that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of expectation on Lowe to score most games this season. He's 6'5". He's better in the air than he has any right to be at this level. He should get well into double figures by Christmas. Right, this is where I need to be paying attention to what's going on. So Scowen has dropped in here where we wanted him to, but Hamilton not really getting into that gap. Hayball's quite deep as well, and this is that enormous gap that I was worried about. We'll see how the move develops, but if that gap is too big at the moment. Hayball gives it to Hamilton. There's nobody getting forward. We're resorting to those long balls. It comes back off Ennis and there's no one in that gap. So we might have to get Hamilton playing a bit more attacking, because again, Hamilton's just in line with the wing backs here. The other two are tucking in behind him the way I want them to. But we're not. Oh my word, what has Jacob done there? And then why haven't they scored? That was a comedy of errors. Look how deep Ennis is having to come because of that big gap behind him. I think we're going to have to tweak. We will tweak at some point. But now we're winning. You don't tweak when you're winning. Offside again, ref. They've got someone who's good in the air as well, haven't they? Because he's done that to us twice now, except this one counts. Yeah. He's towered over Hamilton there, who's 6'2" in his own right. We've not created anything other than the goal we scored from. And they seem to be doing us for set pieces more than we're doing them, which is not how it's supposed to be. Another set piece for Dorchester. And we've got a lot of players lined up across the penalty area, but somehow it's Hamilton who's the last man defending. I don't know how that is a situation that has occurred. And now we're losing, and we probably do need to change this midfield up because we've got nothing coming out of midfield. We'll keep a close eye on them again. So there's Scowen, who obviously can play a bit further forward. He's played as a winger before, quite a lot. Hayball, and there's the big gap again. Right. We've seen enough of this big gap. We're going to make him a box-to-box midfielder, and we're going to make him an advanced playmaker on attack. And we're just going to try and stop there being such a big gap in there. That's the thinking. It might not be good thinking. But we're not exactly infallible defensively with the midfield protecting the defence the way they were, are we? Because we're being done by set pieces. And here comes another one. It's another corner for Dorchester. This might be the shortest experiment with a back five anyone's ever done. It certainly suits... Oh, I thought we'd given away a penalty. It's just another corner. It certainly suits the squad that we've got today. But you never know. We might stumble across a winger on loan. And if we can get a couple of proper wingers in, because this is hideous. This is everything I feared would happen. We'd just offer nothing going forward. And that is exactly what's happening. We are offering nothing going forward. And it's all well and good having a plan. But if that plan means your 50-goal-a-season strike partnership gets absolutely no service, the plan's kind of failed, doesn't it? We'll go attack him. He was supposed to be box-to-box. Did I press the wrong button? Box-to-box on support. Right. Let's see if we can do something in the second half, being a bit more attacking. We're going to demand more. Please, at the very least, create a chance, gentlemen. That's all I want. Get a cross. We were supposed to be crossing. We're not getting any crosses in. There's a cross from a set piece. And there's Hamilton heading it across. Tobin's under it. Scowen's under it. Scowen's heading it over the crossbar. What on earth's he doing there? And why is it him doing it? When we've got all the big boys in there for the heading... Why is it Scowen and Hamilton messing around with the set pieces? Who's doing the set pieces at this joke of a football club? Goodness me. I don't really know what to do now. This system is so alien to me. Tobin just did a header. He's not supposed to be able to do that. I mean, it was a very poor one, but he has shown that he's capable of doing it. Jeez, I guess a positive. We've got to take some positives out of this somewhere. Right, all eyes on Lowe and Tobin again. There's Lowe. I mean, he's missed that time. If he'd have scored a second one, then we just play for set pieces all season. I know we finished second last year and we should be looking to build on that, but we've had our budget slashed and we've lost our best player. So I'm very much in a avoid relegation mode. Right, Gatta is going to come on and we're going to push Tobin further forward. Because Tobin can play left wing, remember? He's also built to be a wing back, remember? At 6'5" or whatever he is. And Jordan Gatta is going to play on the left-hand side of the back three. The instinct is to call it a back four. And then I guess we try a different midfielder. So we've got McDonnell, who could do something a little bit different. He's a little bit more attack-minded. Hogan is a little bit more creative. I think we need to get off one of Scowen or Young. We're going to take off Scowen, bring on Hogan. Hogan can then play as a Mazzala. And he might get forward a little bit more. Maybe. We're not doing it. The midfielder creating nothing. We've got to create something. Let's demand more again. It's early days. We're figuring out how this is going to work. At the moment, I'm not sure that it's going to work. But we've been better in the second half than we were in the first, so that's a positive. The defenders are all tired, but we're going to take off Hamilton now and bring on McDonnell. McDonnell, who is a better Mazzala than Hogan, so we'll switch him around like that. We're going to go very attacking now. We're going to demand more once again and hopefully get a corner so Lowe can score again. The front two have had absolutely no service and have done nothing. So attacking-wise, this leaves a lot to be desired. Although, there's your ball over the top for Ennis. Ennis is in. It's his first chance of the game and he's passed it to their goalkeeper. Brilliant. Ennis means business here, does he? What, he's signed for Dorchester? That's the only business he's getting involved in today. That has not been the best start to the season we could have hoped for. Back to the drawing board, I guess. Right, we're not completely abandoning the plan. We're adjusting it slightly. Firstly, Alfred Devine is in. More height, a 6'3" centre-back coming in. So we've got him in to partner the two that are there at the moment. We still want Hughes covering and Lowe being tall. It does mean Tobin drops down to the bench, which is fine because he's not really any good at anything. He's just here to make up the numbers. Other than that, the rest of the team looks fairly similar, although we are changing up the midfield, abandoning the idea of a playmaker entirely. We don't need one. We're going with one ball-winning midfielder, which is going to be Scowen, and then two Mezzalas. So Young is going to do that from the left-hand side, and Hogan is going to do it from the right-hand side. Both Hamilton and McDonnell quite capable of coming off the bench and doing that as well. So hopefully that'll just get them more involved, and Scowen plus these lot should be enough to protect the back four, you would think. There's an argument that we even drop him back there and do something like that, but that argument, I think, is a weak one. We'll see how we go. Lewis, by the way, are a team who are expected to finish down in the relegation battle with us. It is an away game, though, so away games, always a bit of a challenge. But we've got a new boy in. I have also turned on play for set pieces because it's already pretty clear we're going to need some set pieces this season with the squad of big boys that we've assembled. So we're playing for set pieces. Here is one of them, and it's headed just over. I think that was Devine getting onto the end of that one rather than Lowe. We need to be aiming for Lowe. He's taller and has already scored, but we've got a lot of big boys. So fingers crossed, our set pieces should be getting better. We've got another one here. It's going to be Ennis to take. Finds Young. Young missed. Oh, it was a save. Okay. Going to say, it looked like from point blank range, he was attacking the keeper there. But we've now got another in-swinging corner. It's going to be Ennis to take. And we've loaded the penalty area with big boys. One of them is Alfred Devine on debut. That's both him and Lowe have scored from corners on debut. It isn't going to be pretty this season, boys and girls, but we've got no money, and at least we're trying something different. The Kev only knows how to play Football Manager one way brigade. Eat your words. We're playing a different way. It's a horrible way, but it might just be effective, and we need effective more than we need pretty at the moment, because we've got to get up to a level where we can start making some money, because otherwise we're going to be having to completely rebuild the team every summer, and nobody wants that. Right, 1-0 up. Just don't mess up from here, lads. That's the plan. We're on a positive mentality at the moment. Do we drop back to something a little bit more negative? I don't know that we do. Divine to Young. Young's given the ball away there. He looked like he wanted a little bit too much time on the ball, which I'm going to put down to naivety. Jacob looks wobbly. The best goalkeeper we've ever had. I don't think he feels fully confident with this new and unusual shape that's appeared in front of him. He's used to having a back four to order around, and now most of the time he's only got 3 players in there, and it does seem to be making him a little bit nervy. He flapped at a few in the first match. He looked very questionable there as well. We need to keep an eye on Jacob. It won't be the first time we've ruined a goalkeeper in this save if he suddenly goes off the boil because we've changed the system. But it was another set piece that has led to this highlight, and it's now Scott trying to float the cross in. He does float the cross in. Ennis can't get onto it properly, and Hayball just showing me that he maybe shouldn't be given the opportunity to shoot too often. This certainly seems to be working a lot better than it worked in the last match. I don't know how much of that is to do with tactical tweaks, how much is to do with Divine being better than the joke who was in there before, and how much of it is just the opposition aren't as good. Scowen's ducked under that one, though. I don't really know what he's thinking there, and he's cost us a goal. Scowen might not be playing in that ball-winning midfielder role for much longer, because what has he done there? Apparently Lowe is at fault, but if we all watch the same highlight, Lowe nods it down. Scowen misses it completely. I don't know that you can blame Lowe. Lowe's nodded that down to Scowen, and Scowen's just let it go past him. I think it's very harsh blaming Lowe for that one, but it has let them in, and all that good work that we did counts for nothing because of one defensive balls up, which you're going to get when you're learning a new system. We've got no tactical familiarity with this at all. We've never trained a back 3 before, so it's going to take us some time. But promising signs. Right, can Scowen do a long throw? Not really, but he's got the ball back with the opportunity to cross. Finds Lowe, who gives it to Hayball. There is the cross from Hayball, and somebody's hit the post. Was it Young who got on the end of that? I'm not entirely sure, but we've got another corner. I hope you like watching corners, boys and girls. There's going to be a few this season. Divine is lurking under it, as is Lowe, and Joe Lowe scored again. The only goals we've scored this season are from centre-backs. We've got a 50-goal a season strike partnership that just can't get a look in because our centre-backs are the new stars. At what point do we just bin off the strikers and just not bother? I mean, I guess there is an argument to just play one striker. If they're not getting any service, why play 2? Get another man in midfield. But or get another centre-back on. You can never get another tall centre-back. You can never have too many tall centre-backs on the pitch, as far as I'm concerned. This is our new way of playing, and it's disgusting. But you know what? We've got no fans. No one ever comes to our matches. So it's not like we need to entertain anybody. We're literally we're in a results business here, boys and girls. And set pieces seem like our best route to results at the moment. McLennan's touched the football, which I think is the first time in a game and a half, and now it's back with McLennan again, who's got it for a third time. He's going to get a nosebleed, plays it over the top for Young. Look how much further forward Young is than any of the midfielders were in the last match. That is a positive. I think the midfield are looking better, and it said at the bottom there that we've found our groove. So maybe this is our system. It's going to be another corner. The big boys are lurking again. It was a terrible corner from Scott. You've got to deliver better than that. When we've got all these giants, you've got to at least put it in an area where they're standing. And Lowe's done very well to make it back to cover there. And I mean, look at this for matchups. We've had 12 corners in this match. Talk about play for set pieces. I think the strikers are just running up the other end and then deliberately kicking it into defenders. We're not seeing how these corners are being won. We've had 14 now. Play for set pieces, quite effective. Right, McLennan is going to come off for Patel because McLennan has been rubbish and Patel needs an opportunity to show us what he can do. we'll see, I guess. Hayball is the only guy we've got who can play right wing back, so he's going to have to stay on. But Scott can come off for Tobin. Tobin, the 6'4" left wing back. Why not get another giant on the pitch? We had slightly too few 6'4" and up players on the pitch. We've now added another one just to be on the safe side. Do we drop back to a more defensive version of this? We probably don't. I think we've got to try and win the match. This, I mean, match stats wise, if you knew nothing about how we were going about it, just looking at those match stats, this looks like the best performance we've put in for a year. It's sensational, the difference. McDonald's going to come on the in midfield as well, playing in that Mazzala role. And this is incredible, the match stats. 27 shots. An XG of 3, nearly. This is genuinely the best we've played in a long, long, long time. We've just not got a performance out of any of the attacking players. But it might not matter. If we can do that to enough teams this season, we're going to get promoted. And that's all that really matters, boys and girls. Top goal scorers, the centre-backs. It's a new version of Kev Ball. And I still don't know if I like it. In fact, I do. I know I don't like it. But if you like the video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.